What do you think about the controversy? A woman with an unlimited EBT card was arrested. A viral video is sparking massive debate online after a woman claims she receives thousands of dollars in monthly EBT benefits because she has 7 children. In the video, the woman shows a shopping cart filled with groceries while confidently checking out without paying cash, even referring to her EBT card as unlimited on social media. The clips quickly spread across TikTok and X, with many people reacting strongly to the amount of benefits allegedly being used. Some viewers argued that large families naturally require more financial support and that welfare programs exist to help households struggling with rising food costs. But others were outraged, claiming the video looked more like bragging than survival. Many online criticized the public flaunting of government assistance, especially as working families continue struggling with inflation, grocery prices, and everyday expenses. The situation has now turned into a larger online debate about taxes, welfare programs, and whether some people are taking advantage of loopholes in the system. Now the internet is completely divided over whether this represents necessary assistance or welfare abuse. What do you think about the controversy?
Apparently, if you're on EBT, you can't have a brand new iPhone 17 Pro Max. Like, what's the problem? So I had made a video talking about how I did my nails and they were like $160 and I paid for them with my EBT. People were super upset. But now people are mad saying that why do I have a brand new iPhone? Like, I shouldn't be able to afford a brand new iPhone if I'm on EBT. Why is that? At the end of the day, why is it your problem? What if I sold my EBT for an iPhone? Like, what if I just did that? What if that family that sold me the phone needed groceries and I traded groceries for a cell phone? I'm helping somebody out. I'm still using it for food. Am I correct? You guys are just mad because you work 9 to 5 and you still can't afford food. How is that my problem? Get a second job. Get a better paying job. I don't know how you not being able to afford groceries is my problem. I just don't get it. Please, someone tell me. Apparently, if you're on EBT, you can't.
Yeah, this has always been a thing in my mind. And what I'm referring to is it doesn't even just have to be government assistance or anything. It's always baffled me how, or I should say this, it really shows that when we feel like we need something, even though we don't, we will meet the standard of it. And here's what I mean. You'll see people who are in poverty, who are dang near homeless, who are living in shelters, ultimately who are in destitution, and they will have $1,000 phone. I find that incredible because you couldn't find a way to take care of yourself, but you found a way to secure $1,000 phone, over $1,000 phone at this point. There's people with the newer models than me, but yet they're in destitution, which kind of shows their priorities a little bit, in my opinion. But it also shows that you're not even willing to really take advantage of what you have, because if it's so bad, then sell the phone and go get a little tonky phone. It's literally that easy. I mean, in my opinion. But I mean, what she's saying is just egregious. Y'all, before we get back into it, if you could like the video, I greatly appreciate it. Only takes a second, and it actually helps out more than you know. And literally just a click. It's literally just a click. So if you're here anyway, you might as well click that like button. And also, if you can hype the video as well.
Are you getting government benefits?
She does.
The caption says, making 100K, but claiming food stamps. Making 100K.
Government benefits?
She does.
I see you guys aren't married. What benefits are you getting?
Bingo. I get food stamps and Medicaid for all the kids.
Mind you, a 6-figure household.
6 figures, no, because that is only...
You average out to $11,800.
No, I do not. This is the
told
first
me.
year that I've ever made that, and this just started in April.
Oh, then
And
you
it's
can't tell me
hold
it
on.
averages
Hold
that.
on. I have a consistent client list, so yes, it does average out.
Yeah, for a couple months you have a consistent client list.
So, no, I've been building this client list over the last 3 or 4 years. You don't just start a business and have
Okay,
no
then it didn't
clients.
go from 0 to 11. So you've been making decent money for a while.
Yes.
So, mind you, nearly 6.
That's hilarious. So on one end, see, and this is why sometimes you can't even go back and forth with people. On one end, when he was trying to hold you accountable for the fact that you're getting government assistance, but you're making all this money. On that end, all of a sudden it's like, well, no, I haven't been making this money for a while. But then when he says, yeah, you don't got no clients, then all of a sudden, no, I have a client list. Oh, I've been doing good for a while. So your ego came in there and restored it. But then you tried to duck it when it's like, well, why do you get these benefits? Dude, pick a side. Either you're abusing the system and you've been making money for a long time, or you haven't been making money for a long time and you got a struggling business. But he don't want to admit that.
You go from 0 to 11, so you've been making decent money for a while.
Yes.
So mind you, nearly 6 figures for a while in the house.
Not even
What are you talking about? If it's a consistent signing list, you should have been near that 6 figures for a while because you're well over it today.
Last year, okay, so I would have to rent equipment from my old boss on the weekends to do the few yards that I had. So it was like not even anything close to making 6 figures or anything like that.
Okay.
I was going to, I mean, it was a whole other rabbit hole, but I was going to purchase his company from him 2 years ago. I think.
Well, regardless of all that, let's just pretend you weren't. Well, you are now. And that is disgusting if that maintains through next year.
Yeah, but it won't be 6 figures still.
What?
Because I can only mow average of 29 weeks a year. That's the mowing season. And then once that falls off, so what
do I actually put as your average then?
I told you it would probably be, whenever I get side jobs, I probably still make $4,000 to $6,000 a month.
Extra?
No.
Total?
Like on off season.
So what is the monthly average I should put in?
Dude, if you make, understand, 100K, 6 figures, that's like $8,300 a month. The dude already said he was making over like 11,000 a month. So even if you have an off season where you're making 4 to 6 grand, if you take from those good seasons where you were making 11 or whatever, and then add that on to those slower months, dude, you're making 100 grand. Stop it. You ain't gonna make no less than 90 grand, which there's no reason you should be on government assistance. And you're making 90 grand, and that's just you. You have a whole nother person too that you're with. Stop it, man.
So what is the monthly average I should put ish?
What's 29 weeks? 29 divided by 4, 12, 6, 24.
It's hard to say because the
Probably 70,000 a year.
Are you getting government benefits?
She does.
It is very concerning that we may not have a SNAP.
The caption says Arkansas braces for loss of federal SNAP funding. Arkansas will soon have to pay tens of millions of dollars more annually to continue providing SNAP food stamps to families. Starting in October, the government will cut its SNAP administration costs from 50% to 25%. Interesting.
It is very concerning that we may not have a SNAP program in years to come if the state can't come up with the funding.
Oh, you probably can't see some of that. This says here that in 2025, Arkansas's error rate was 8.8%, meaning the state would have to pay $55 million a year until the error rate is fixed. Huh. Okay, well, that's interesting.
Well, quick food stamp update. I can't say highly pissed. So y'all remember, I was able to get the food stamps in April. And where was we living at the time? In the tent, right? Now, with us being in the tent, obviously.
Keep in mind when she says, where was we living at the time? It looks like she has a man. So it's her and a grown man. I don't know if there's any kids involved. It just looks like it's her and a man and their dog. I don't understand how y'all can't work together and just both work a job and be able to take care of yourself. But yeah, she's got a man. Here we go. Hold on.
Hey y'all.
How y'all doing?
We
It's just them two. There's no reason that you shouldn't be able to figure this out, in my opinion.
right now, with us being in the tent, obviously, y'all saw we had to walk up to the daggone food stamp office just to get the card. We didn't have no mailing address, none of that. Okay? I applies again. Why am I suspended for 3 damn months? Talking about some working program, something. And then besides, they needed the documents for Tory. His doctor wasn't cooperating. Couldn't get that in.
Is Tory the man? So let me get this straight. It sounds like the work requirements got him. Meaning, you got multiple options. You can volunteer, you can do job training, or you can just get a job. But it's going to have to add up to at least, in most states, 20 hours a week, which is half average person's work week at their job, which most Americans actually work even more than that to survive because we're getting taxed every way, which to Sunday. It sounds like they didn't meet the job requirements. So, but let's see what she tells us.
Talking about some working program, something. And
You don't
then
even know about
besides,
the program.
they needed the documents for Tory. His doctor wasn't cooperating. Couldn't get that in. But it's like, dang, we're being penalized for not being able to access the resources we needed at the time. Being penalized for living in a tent and not having an address so y'all can correspond, or not have a continuous working phone so y'all can call or whatever. Talking about, well, if you do qualify again, you will only be getting it for August and September. You've been suspended for the month of May, June, and July. And I'm like, how does that work?
Somebody said in the comments, that's when you ask to speak with a supervisor. I don't see how you penalize for 3 months from not turning in the needed documentation. Then she replied, the creator replied, right, I may just have to end up going into the office anyway. Said they was going to mail a form to me to sign so I can receive them for next month, but it's still fishy. Here's the thing. If you're saying that you didn't turn in the documentation, and that also led to the 3 month thing, here's the thing. A lot of times when you claim disabled with government assistance, they'll just give you the assistance up front. And then they'll give you a period where provide documentation after the fact, because they will take that serious and they'll just go ahead and give it to you in good faith. But then you still have to provide them the documentation. And so we know how people can be sometimes. They just get it. They're happy with it. And so then they're not thinking about what they still have to do as far as coming through on their side, as well as maybe whatever it is that you're claiming isn't as severe as what you say. Because I think she said it's the other person's documentation, not hers. It's her man. Because that would be the only thing that doesn't make sense in this situation. Because why can't he work? So I'm guessing there's something as far as his documentation. But it also seems like the work program, they may be talking about their separate cases. I'm sure they're not married. So for the guy, it was probably not providing the documentation. And then for her, it was because she didn't meet the work requirements, which I guess she thought that she gets to be like a lot of other women who don't have to meet the work requirements. But ma'am, all you got is a dog. Most of these people who don't qualify for the work requirements or who don't have to do it, they have small children, which is still egregious. But you're definitely not going to qualify just if you're talking about you're a stay-at-home dog mom.
You've been suspended for the month of May, June, and July. And I'm like, how does that work? Do they do women with children like that?
No fucking sense.
Do they really be having children sitting here waiting for food stamps like that? Because of they fuck ups? Because of not being able to use common sense? Even a lady on the phone knew it was stupid. But she was just doing her job, so of course I can't get mad at her. Y'all, this shit is really blowing me.
I think she ain't been paying attention to what's going on. She probably doesn't pay attention as far as politics. She seems more free-spirited. Like, I think they said they were living in a tent. They probably just be out in nature, just off the grid, not paying attention. So she thought that things were still the same way that they used to be. Somebody left a comment. They said, I actually work for DHS in Washington, D.C. They made major changes this year because now, unless you are disabled or over a certain age, you have to either be working or in school or volunteering. Exactly. So ultimately, you got to be doing something. You don't just get to be living free-spirited out in nature, meditating and living off the land. Not even living off the land, but ultimately just living how you want to live. And then you think that you're still going to get the benefits and you're able-bodied and there's nothing wrong with you, nothing hindering you from being able to either work or volunteer. It's just that simple. That's just kind of how things are. She just probably hasn't been paying attention to what's going on, is what I believe that is. But yeah, you and your man are going to have to work.
Hey, mamas. Y'all, I got another update on this EBT fraud.
Her caption said, yeah, update on food stamp fraud.
Like I was telling y'all a couple weeks ago, I went to the grocery store and I was trying to buy my kids some groceries with the last bit of my stamps. Usually I like to spread my stamps out, but this hey mama out, but this time around I went to the store to buy groceries and swiped my card. It declined and it said card invalid. So y'all, I went on the Prevail app when I was using the Prevail app, which I did not know it was a third-party app. Y'all, I locked my card after making an online transaction, which I did Walmart, which I wish I would have small.
Hold on. See, and this don't be making no sense to me. This will never make sense to me. So she posted this video on July 4th, right? She posted this video on July 4th. Now, keep in mind, this video is relating to food stamp fraud. So she's on government benefits. She's on government benefits. Which in my mind, if you don't get these benefits, you're not going to be able to take care of yourself or your kids or whatever, and you face the potential to starve. That's how I look at it. You need some supplemental assistance so that you can survive. Ultimately, you're in survival mode is what that's supposed to mean if you're getting government assistance. You're in survival mode. Now look at this. Remember, this video is on July 4th. This video you're about to see is on July 8th.
Hey mamas, it is cruise day 2 in Bahamas, and y'all, when I tell you, I was so excited to get off this boat, boo, and go explore. Okay, it's officially a girls trip because we about to have some shots. But talk to y'all later. Hey mamas.
So let me get this straight.
Hey mama.
Let me get this straight. Remember, July 4th here, you're on government assist. I mean, you're update on your food stamp fraud or whatever, but you're on a cruise. I feel like, are we really in survival mode if we're able to go and take trips and cruises and girls trips? Really think about how much it costs to take a trip. If you're in survival mode, why are we taking trips and we don't got savings? Why are we taking trips and we don't have savings? So then when emergencies hit us, then we have to go apply for emergency assistance, emergency help, housing assistance. We can't even, we don't even, we're taking trips before we have money to feed ourselves and our children. I don't care what you say. People are going to come in the comments. They're going to say everyone deserves to still do. No. How are you taking girls trips and you can't afford to feed yourself and your children? How are we taking trips before we have emergency funds? That's the responsible thing to do, especially when you decide to take on extra responsibilities. This will never add up in my mind. It doesn't make sense. Trip money can literally be saved. That needs to be your first priority. If you're in survival mode, you don't have no savings. You have to depend on something external that you don't control in order for you to be able to continue to survive. Your first priority needs to be having something so that you can make sure that you're ready in case something comes up, and not that you can depend on the government or whatever else to come and save you.
ProVail app, what I was using, the ProVail app, which I did not know it was a third party.
We can move on, right? Oh, God.
All right, so we're going to take a minute to talk about this whole EBT thing, okay?
His caption says there's a difference between needing help and abusing the system.
Okay. I seriously feel bad for people that really do need the assistance and don't abuse the system. The ones who are struggling, doing their best, trying to make ends meet. Now I'm going to change tones for a second. But for the ones who are perfectly capable of working, they sleep all day, they sell their benefits, and refuse to work, yeah, I don't feel bad for your ass at all. Meanwhile, there are people that work full-time jobs, living paycheck to paycheck, trying to make ends meet, and don't get any assistance at all. The system is designed for a temporary hand up, not a permanent lifestyle. And yes, I partially blame the system, but at some point, it's time for y'all to take accountability.
What? And that's the number one indicator of when you see people taking trips like we just saw and doing all this stuff while they're on government assistance. See, if people were moving with urgency, if somebody wasn't planning on staying on the program forever and they were looking at it like a temporary hand up and like they had some urgency behind what they were doing and they were like, okay, I got to get my life together, then they would look at it that way and they would be moving swiftly with urgency, trying to ultimately get over the hill so that they can stabilize their situation and never have to rely on it again. But when you see one of the key indicators of somebody who's trying to use government assistance as a lifestyle is when they are taking trips and still doing all the things that you would do as if you were stable. It's because they don't plan on getting off this anyway. So they're still going to live their life, but they're going to expect to still have this too. So that's why you'll see people still continue to do the things that they would usually do if they were stable, because this is what stabilizes them. And they feel like it's not going to go nowhere. And as long as they stay within these parameters, they'll still be able to get this. And ultimately, it's working. It's working. As long as this piece is still here, the government assistance piece, this thing is working. We're surviving. We're making it. We'll be all right. And if anything ever happens, then it'll only enhance. It'll only get more. If I am making income and I lose a little bit of income, they'll only enhance it. So People gotta eventually spread their wings and start flying, is what I'm saying. And you don't get to be getting government assistance, but yet you feel like you get to live your best life. She took a girl's trip. She didn't even take a family trip. The caption says, use that EBT card wisely.
And I'm going to just be real, friend, when I say this to you. It don't matter if the government is giving you $59.62 in food stamps. You can still get deals. You can get half off on Amazon. You can get $10 worth of internet. It don't really fucking matter. Even if you ain't even got no food stamp card in the mail yet, but you got approved for the food stamps. $10 in Xfinity internet. $5.99 a month for Amazon, and many more things. I'm gonna need y'all to stop playing around with that EBT card. It's not just for swiping and getting free food. You can also get deals on lots of shit. Look it up. Thank you. And I'm
changes happening with the SNAP program that you need to know about. If you're new here, my name is Crystal. I am a social worker and a caseworker. I have been working in the social service field for over 10 years. I have also been working at the SNAP Food Stamp Public Aid Office for over 6 years. I process food stamp applications every day, and here are 2 major changes happening to the SNAP program in the month of October. The first one is if you already receive SNAP benefits, you should expect an increase this month. Every October, people who receive SNAP benefits receive a slight increase. It's usually not nothing too significant, probably between $20 and $50. But in this economy, every dollar helps. The next change is the income standard to qualify for SNAP benefits will receive an increase. That means if you recently applied for SNAP benefits and you were denied because your income was too high, you might want to apply again because the income to qualify for SNAP benefits has increased. So those are the 2 changes happening with the SNAP program this month. I have compiled a free ebook with the most frequently asked questions that I receive about the SNAP program. You can find.
Yeah. That's general. That's generally what happens, I believe, in October. That's when the changes come down. But y'all, we'll leave it there for today. If you could like the video, I greatly appreciate it. It only takes a second, and it actually helps out more than you know. And also, if you could hype the video, hype is a new feature that YouTube offers where it helps smaller content creators like myself. And basically, when you hype, it actually pushes us to the extent that it pushes the larger content creators. So you just press the hype button and it shows the points. And since I'm a smaller creator, a smaller channel, we actually get more points per hype, and hype was designed for smaller channels, so that's why. And also, if you want to become a member of the channel as well, the join button's on the video. And what becoming a member of the DXU family will come with is you would get badges next to your comments where it would show people that you are a member whenever you leave a comment, as well as you would get early access to content and also exclusive content that's not available for everyone else on YouTube. So again, if you want to become a member, join button's on the video. But until then, I'll see you in the next video.